Hello. Right. Oh, that was a bit of a strange one. I hit the wrong buttons to start with. I wasn't logged into things because obviously Twitch had issues today, so I had to go and change a bunch of passwords on stuff and work out what the hell was going on there. But I think we're back. I think we're back. Let's find out. I need to bring the chat up on this screen. 1 second while I quickly do that. Because of course everything's logged out. Twitch may have had a little bit of a security hiccup. We will be starting in a second. Fun and games that are caused. Huzzah. Right, I think we're good. Let's turn down the music on my end a little bit. It's a little bit loud. Okay, so this is where we finished off last night. I'm going to just quickly add some texture to the base, because I'd like that to dry whilst I'm painting the rest of it. There we go. Suitably muddy base. Yeah, so when we finished painting last night, we put a good old brown wash down on it. So now I'm going to go through and do some highlights and pick out some various bits. If anyone does drop in the chat and wants to say hello, feel free to do so. We can have a bit of a chat, or we can lurk away and we'll just get some painting done. Darken just a little. My mixer.